it's Megan. We're gonna go on a little adventure today. I'm kind of surprised I haven't made it out to this place yet, just because it involves a couple of my favorite things. And I'll let you know what those things are when we get there. We are coming in to Arcadia, Florida, and we're just now coming into the historical section of the town. And I always liked some of the houses that are in this part of town. I'll show you. Looks like I'll show you what they look like when we get closer. In the historic downtown section of this Arcadia, and this is the old train depot. I know I still have to show you guys the houses that I like here, but where we're going is just down the road. There's a coffee shop. I might have to check them out if they're open. Get some coffee. Sign. One thing that Arcadia has a lot now, it looks like they're closed today. They always seem to be closed whenever, or a lot of these stores seem to be closed whenever I come to town. But I checked where we're going today and they said they were open. Sign right there. The old opera house. That's where we're going today. Now I know I said it's two things that I'm interested in. You're probably wondering what those two things are. Number one, I love theater, so of course opera kind of fits into that. And as you can see on the sign right there, it does say museum and shops. So originally on this little area of land was a orphanage. Let me have a seat while I film. Originally on this little corner of land was an orphanage. Excuse the cars going by. And in 1905, the orphanage burned to the ground. And then shortly thereafter, this opera house was built. And it's said that this opera house is one of the most haunted places in Southwest Florida. So that's why I decided to come out. Come check it out. There's a museum in there, I guess. From what I've gathered, you could still see the old stage in there. And it's also an antique shop, so there you go. Another story that I have heard is from one of these second floor windows up here, or maybe around the corner, you could sometimes see a little girl hanging out. And it said that a little girl fell out of the second floor shortly after the opera house was built, and she ended up passing away. Another story is that the original owner of the opera house, after it was built, was married. He was having an affair with someone, and the woman he was having an affair with basically gave him an ultimatum: either choose me or your wife. And the man chose his wife. And it is rumored that the next day she was found, the mistress was found hanging from the rafters in this building. So there's a lot of these types of stories connected to this building and the land itself, because it was an orphanage. About 115 years ago, the orphanage burnt to the ground. So there have been actually some local paranormal groups that have come here and investigated, and they have said that they've gotten quite a few hits, I guess you would say, to confirm that it is a haunted location. So let's go check out inside, see what they have in their antiques shop, see what kind of museum they have in their old theater. Advertising the antique mall. It's upstairs. Looks like Johnny Depp, doesn't it? Historical place registered with the U.S. Department of the Interior. Here it says the Opera House opened in 1906, so it would have been a year after the orphanage burned down. Of course they're closed. Of course they are. Even though I looked online to make sure they were open, they are closed. And then up here, it's a skeleton mermaid. And there's somebody prophesizing over there. That happens. You hear that? This is kind of a cool shop. No Corona discussions allowed. Primitives. They have some kind of cool stuff here, don't they? It's kind of creepy if you see it in the dark. A blue moon. Too bad they're not open. I'll check this place out. So we're in Florida, of course. Gator bites are a common thing here. This is that coffee that I found. And I actually got a muffin too from this. It says coffee house, Last Chance Coffee House and ice cream. But it turns out they have like a full menu where you could get like breakfast foods and whatnot. It looks like somebody's maybe apartment. They probably live upstairs. Well, since the Opera House was closed, and I'm kind of bummed out about this, I'll finish it off by taking y'all down to see where those cool houses are that I've always liked. This park is right across the street from the depot. I wonder if they do little shows on that little stage. And then there's this placard. And it basically says, well, the post office was founded in 1883 through the 1920s. The town of Arcadia was incorporated in 1886, following the arrival of the first train that year, which helped its growth. In 1888, voters selected Arcadia as the county seat of the county, which was established in 1887. The city of Arcadia was incorporated in 1901, and the heart of the district is a commercial zone extending 18 blocks, consisting of buildings built between 1900 and 1920, so they're at least 100 years old. 3 buildings that survived the devastating 1905 downtown fire, which took that orphanage, and those that were rebuilt generally masonry, vernacular in style. Let's see what else it says. Listed in the National Registry in 1984, the district retains remarkable historical and architecture integrity as reflected in its churches, residents, and schools, as well as commercial and governmental and industrial buildings. I always like this little downtown area just because it does give that old town feeling. So this is the stretch of road where you can see some of the old churches and some of the old houses that are kind of cool. That's a pretty cool church. There's an old house. I always like this style of houses. It's a cool house. This is a really neat house. It's a neat house. My vlog here. Another thing that Arcadia is known for is their rodeo. It says the granddaddy of them all. I'm kind of bummed out that the Opera House was closed down today, but oh well. At least we got on the outside and I was able to show you around town a little bit.